Hey, Xiomy here. So today is day 7 of Bookmas, and today's topic for discussion is top 7 series finale and sequels of 2016. Now, I've noticed that I'm not really invested in that many series as of late, and that's kind of worrying me because I am one who loves to read series. So I don't know if I'm evolving as a reader or I'm just finding different books that I really love more. I don't know. The first book that I'm gonna mention is one that I really did enjoy and that I loved so much, and it toppled every single book that I read this year, and the one that I'm raving about right now is Crooked Kingdoms by Lee Bardugo, the second and final installment in the Six of Crows duology. This book was simply breathtaking. It was spectacular. I loved it. I enjoyed it so much, and you have continuous character development throughout this book. You get to see more in depth into their lives, and that's something that I really have to appreciate. You get to see how these characters are morally gray, and yet how they surpass or try and overcome the demons that they have in front of them, and it's just something that's really good to read about. You know, you get to see them struggling, you get to see them fighting, and it's just, everything was just simply breathtaking, and it was brilliant. You have so many plot twists and turns that are happening, and you have details that are being bombarded in the beginning, and then at the end everything is played out so wonderfully, and you have so many mind games that are being presented in this story, and it's just something that is so exquisite, and I loved it so much. If you have not read Six of Crows, I highly recommend that you read it, because it is, like I mentioned, it is your ragtag team of criminals that they're trying to accomplish a major heist, and each character is so individual, and that you have diversity in characters, and you have exquisite writing. It's just simply something that is so lovely to sit down and enjoy, that I really rave about this book like so much. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars, and I can't speak enough kind words about it, because it's just something that really stole my heart, and I never would have imagined that a group of criminals would steal my heart the way that they did. And it's just something that, as everything is transpiring, you can't help but root for them, because you just want them to come out alive out of everything that's happening. The next book that I'm going to mention is also one that I really did love, and unfortunately it's also a finale, and the one that I'm talking about is The Beauty of Darkness by Mary E. Pearson. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. It was just so lovely to read about and to finally have a closure. I would have loved an epilogue in this book. I mean, it's a behemoth of a book, you know, it's very intimidating, and I'm not going to deny that the first like 100 pages might be like a little bit slow to get into the story, but I really didn't think that they were lacking in structure. I thought that everything was played out accordingly to the plot line that was trying to evolve or trying to develop within the story, and you get to see these characters second guess themselves and go through so many things. It was just so lovely, and you continue to have character growth in this book. Is one thing that I love. You have character development throughout the entire series, and it's a series that I rave about, because it's just such a lovely series. I have to admit that some of the things that the prince was mentioning was just idiotic, and sometimes I just wanted to smack him, because it's like certain things that Leah wanted to accomplish, they weren't important, but yet when he tried to accomplish something, it was important, and that was something that really annoyed me a lot. But I loved these secondary characters. They were such amazing characters, and I even cried for some of them. It's just a series that I highly recommend, because the Remnant Chronicles is a series that is worthwhile, and it's just amazing for you to actually sit down and enjoy everything about it, because it's a story that will capture your heart and will capture your attention. The next book that I'm going to mention is a sequel, and that is A Torch Against the Light by Sabata. Here you get the second book syndrome with this book. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. It really was not my favorite, and I raved about the first book. I enjoyed it. There were just some things that were transpiring that I really wasn't connecting with. I mean, there's so much magic in this book, and I think that did throw me off of the book, because in the first book you have bits and pieces, but in this one you're bombarded with magic, and I didn't know how I was feeling with it. So there are certain characters that are acting like a little bit different. For me, Laya, when she was with Aaliyah, she was really strong, and then when she was with, oh my god, I forgot his name, with the rebel, she acted very differently, and I really did not enjoy the way she was acting with him. But nonetheless, I want to continue this series because I want to know, where do these characters lead to. I mean, there are certain things that transpire with certain characters that I want to know how they're going to be introduced into the other books. Also, the commandant is a ruthless ass individual. She did some unspeakable things in this book, and I want to know her demise. Trust me, I want to know how they are going to kill this woman, because she does not deserve to live. Also in this book you get another point of view. In the first book you just got Elias and Laya's point of view. In this one you are introduced to Helen's point of view, and I enjoyed some of her points of views. I'm not going to mention that I enjoyed all of her points of views, but I want to see justice done for certain characters, and I want to see how are they going to further develop, if they are going to take certain mantles on their behalf. I just want to know what's going to happen to certain characters. That's why I am going to continue with this series. The next one that I'm going to mention is like a closure to a series, and that is Stars Above by Marissa Mayer, a closure to the Lunar Chronicles. You get little novellas that are very intriguing and very enticing. I really did enjoy some novellas more than others. I really did enjoy The Queen's Army, and you get to see more of Wolf, and I really do love Wolf. He's a character that I adore so much, and you get to see a little bit more in depth into his life and how he basically became what he really didn't want to become. I really did enjoy Carswell's Guide to Being Lucky. He is just one crazy individual, and he's just so witty, and I love reading about him because I love him as a character. He's one of the characters that really does make me laugh. The other one that I really did adore to get more information about was The Princess and the Guard. You get to know more about Jason and Winter and how they interact with one another, and how was it that their lives basically became intertwined. So that's one that I really did adore like so much. And the other one that I really did adore was Something Old, Something New, because that one is a closure to everything. Even though I would have loved some other things to also transpire, it satiated my love for this series. The next three that I'm going to mention, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I really did want to read them in 2016, but I just did not have the time. And also I have not still been able to pick up, but the one that I really wanted to read was Gemena, which is the second installment in the Illuminate series. I loved Illuminate, and funny, I've never read science fiction, and I fell in love with it. And I found that once I deviate from books that I really do love to read, I kind of enjoy them. And Illuminate was such a story that was told so beautifully and so different. It was just amazing to have a story being told through dossiers and surveillance footages and like messaging. It was something that was so different, and yet it was so unique, and I fell in love with it. And I cannot wait to read Gemena and like see other characters, and hopefully that they do in one way or another like mesh together. The next one that I'm going to mention is a graphic novel, and that is Amulet by, I'm not going to even try and pronounce his name because I know I'm going to butcher it, but the 7th book in the series came out. This is the second book in the series, and this is a series that I really do enjoy. It is middle grade. I usually don't tend to grab middle grade, but I really have enjoyed this series and how you have this sibling interaction and everything that they're trying to, you know, to accomplish is something that's very nice to read about. And the final book that I'm going to mention is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I really am not a fan of the first book, which is The Fifth Wave, but I am going to continue this series because there are certain characters that I want to know more about, and I'm not going to tell you too much about it because then it'll be spoilers, and I really don't want to read anything because I have not read this book yet. And I don't know, there's certain characters that I want to know a little bit more about. I want to know about Ringer, I want to know about Sam, I want to know about I forgot his name, but the alien. I really did love the alien. I don't know, there are just certain characters that I want to know more about, but like the main protagonist was one that really did annoy me, and I really didn't think anything original about the series. So I want to continue it to see how does it basically close. Well, that's it for my video. I don't have anything else to say, but I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.